Thanks for joining us. I'm Tiffany Chan with the WBZ News Update. Our top stories. The driver accused of leading police on a high-speed chase through the North Shore is expected to be in court today. Take a look at this. At one point during yesterday's pursuit, officers surrounded the red pickup, guns drawn, only to see the driver, identified as Joseph Kennedy from Malden, hit the gas and go right through the fence and over a retaining wall. The pursuit involved police from Danvers, Peabody, and Middleton, as well as state troopers. From Sky Eye, you can see the truck weaving in and out of traffic, speeding through red lights and driving on the wrong side of the road. Eventually, he ditched his truck and ran off into the woods. State troopers arrested him moments later and transported him to the hospital. And a new report by the health department finds the city of Worcester had the highest rate of deaths by opioid overdoses in Massachusetts last year. The new report was released yesterday, and it finds that out of more than 200,000 people who died in Worcester the past year, 168 of them were linked to opioid overdoses, an increase of 45 more deaths than the previous year. The city of Boston reported 248 opioid deaths last year. Officials say fentanyl was the most commonly used drug. And the weather isn't best for it, but outdoor dining starts today in Boston. The program began as a way to help restaurants during the pandemic. Right now, you'll find it in every Boston neighborhood except for the North End. The city banned it there, citing narrow streets as well as parking and traffic issues. But North End restaurant owners, they're fighting back, suing the city and calling for outdoor dining to be reinstated. And a gray and cloudy day across New England with some showers expected across the area. Let's get a check at the forecast with meteorologist Jason Michael.
Tiffany, it is slow to get our temperatures climbing up on this Wednesday afternoon, almost at 50 degrees here in the city. And I think, again, we stand a good chance of making it into the 50s. But how much we get into the 50s will likely depend on all of the cloud cover. 48 right now over into the Chatham region, 48 again here in Boston. Bedford at 48 degrees, Fitchburg also at about 50 degrees as well. Most of the region is relatively quiet also because of the heavy cloud cover. And this is mid and also upper levels with many of the layers really kind of compounding upon one another. 3 to 5 p.m. we also stand a chance of getting maybe about a 20 to 25% chance of seeing just a quick bit of the sunshine. If we see it, is definitely going to be quick. High pressure is to the south of us right now, and any sort of the early morning showers is mainly due to that area of low pressure that was off towards the east. We're going to keep our conditions in terms of rain chances confined to about 15 to 20%, but the allergens will also be running fairly high, though it will get even higher once we get into Thursday and Friday of this week. So again, today it is mainly going to be tempered because of the rain showers we had earlier on this morning. My forecast high still will likely be in the mid to low 50s along the south shore of the Cape and even the islands, but inland areas, especially our urban core, would likely make it into the mid to upper 50s. Again, very dependent on the breaks in the clouds. Let's move forward here on an hour-by-hour forecast. Notice a few isolated sprinkles expected for the latter half of our afternoon. Overnight tonight, we're going to be relatively quiet, though, still with that easterly onshore wind. Breaks in the clouds tomorrow will likely cause us to race into the 60-degree mark around high noon tomorrow. Still with a south wind pushing into the region that will elevate our temperatures into the upper 60s, perhaps even low 70s, though with a few possibly sprinkles there will keep our rain chances very minimal through the rest of the week. Also, looking at this, going ahead in the month of May, above average precip, dry conditions to the south, but notice the warmer weather racing up the Atlantic seaboard. That'll be over the next week to 2 weeks. Now let's talk about our rain chances arriving for the latter half of the weekend, everybody. Yeah, another cold front is going to be moving on through. Will be noticeably cooler in the east, but as this rain-cooled air moves in for us on Sunday, it's mainly going to be driven all because of this warm front, and that warm front will likely take our temperatures up into the low 70s early next week, and then the cold front moves back in. Monday and Tuesday, we're warm and we're also balmy, and again, by the time we get to midweek next week, we'll be noticeably cooler, and then another spike in temperatures towards the end of next week. So again, the 60s to start and perhaps the 70s to finish. Tiffany?
Okay, Jason, thank you. I'm Tiffany Chan, and this has been a WBZ News Update. Have a great day.